Anna, how are you?
I'm fine.
Oh, you look beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. You
Yes.
too.
Oh, thank you. From one sister to the next, and I can't say that word more passionately, being that you're from Africa,
Yes, I am.
the motherland.
Yes.
Yes, and I was reading your story, and I could not wait to sit down with you. And the topic, something that you said in your story, and if I could give it a title, it would be Living a Nightmare.
Yes. And angry at God.
Living a Nightmare and Angry at God.
Yes.
Wow, Anna. What part of Africa were you from?
I'm from Angola.
Angola.
Yeah, we speak Portuguese. We colonized by Portuguese, so we speak Portuguese.
So how many more languages do you speak?
I speak 4 languages: Portuguese, Spanish, Creole, and a little bit French.
And a little bit of French. I only wish I could do that. Yes,
You
yes. Tell us a little bit about your childhood.
My childhood, growing up in Africa, was a nightmare for me because I growing up without daddy, and I was abused when I was a child. So that it makes me to not be happy because I was very upset. I was very angry, and I have a suicidal thoughts. I was not happy with myself. I was like asking God, why me? I couldn't understand seeing my mother crying every day. I couldn't understand to see myself not happy because she was doing everything. I'm the only girl in my house, so 2 boys and me.
So give me a little background of Angola.
Angola is a colony Portuguese,
Yes.
and we have a dialect, but we never learned how to speak because Portuguese took over. So we at school we speak Portuguese. For me, it was awful to grow up in Angola because of my situation. My father used to work for the government, for the president, and they killed him. A court killed him. And growing up, seeing without dad and being abused, it was devastating for me. It was like a nightmare. But it was just like I was going to my room every day and crying and ask God, where you at when I was there being abused, that you don't see this there.
So at 5 years old, I've read your story. That's when your dad was killed.
Yes.
And as an adult, and I recognize losing someone, it is so painful. I can't even imagine being a child that knows what's going on and going through that.
Yes.
As you went along, and like you said, you struggled with no dad in the house, which I assume your mom had to work harder.
Yes.
And you guys were alone a lot, is what I read. Tell me a little bit about growing up, going to school, having mom work several jobs.
It was very, I could not understand myself. For me, it was a battle because when you in Africa, you work for the government, you have a wealthy life. And we used to have everything. And then for one night, close eyes and everything just disappear. And knowing that your dad treats you as a princess in a house, you are the apple, the eye, how they call to that. And going to school, see other kids with their father when it was like the day of meetings. I could not have my daddy there and my mom at work. So it was very sad.
Wow.
Going to school, not see my dad. Growing up, seeing my mother crying every day, going to work, and then my daddy's family want to take everything we have. So my mother had to fight all this by herself and see her crying and me facing all this battle because I couldn't understand why this happened to me. Why me? Actually, why it was not somebody else? Why it was me? Why did you make me to grow up like seeing all this? I couldn't understand why life means to me.
Well, as as we go through life, a whole bunch of us ask, why me?
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about coming to the United States.
I came to the United States because I wanted to give a chance, because we have a choice. Or you choose to be angry for the rest of your life, or you choose to be happy. So I felt talking to God, searching for answers, because it was just only me. The battle, it was nobody could help me. I have to find something, because it was like when I go out with growing up, going out with the friends, everybody was laughing, and I was like, why everybody's happy and I'm not happy?
I read in your synopsis, or I read your story, and it said you were mad with God.
Yes, I was very angry at God, because when I look into people, I was like, in my eyes, they are happy.
Right.
And I'm not happy.
Right.
And one time I remember that I was in my veranda. It's like we live in a building, the fourth floor, and I was looking down. I wanted to throw myself to the window out downstairs. Right. And I was like, if I throw myself and then I don't die, then I broke my leg, I'll be alive, and then I'll be worse than what I am. So I was like, I should not throw myself. So I grew up rebelled. I was not like school, because the person who abused me was a teacher. So everything that is books, school, right, I don't want to do with it. So I just made it to the 9th grade, because I hated school.
Right.
So,
because I read in your summary that it was a teacher that sexually abused you.
yes.
And your question is why me?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something, that a lot of times we do ask why me, but then why not you? You are helping so many people who are suffering in silence.
Yes.
They're suffering and they're hiding, and they're going through what you went through.
Yeah.
They're making it through, and it's your job now. You didn't jump off that building and kill yourself, because we need you now.
Yeah, but the worst it was like, it's not like in America that everybody's busy working. In my country, it's like a neighborhood from the first floor to the second floor. Everybody know their life, like business. Everybody minds somebody else's business. From one street to the other street, everybody know each other, like family.
Right.
If we need something, we can go to somebody else. So we know each other. So growing up knowing that everybody know about it, because when I was growing up, so it was 5. Growing up, then teenager, then I was out a lot in the streets. So my mother worked. So when she came, one day she just decided to bring me and my cousin to the doctor to find out if I was virgin. And then she found out I was not virgin. Then I could not say what happened, because in me, I don't know what to say.
But you were not a virgin because you were abused.
Yes, and I have a boyfriend at that time, but we never. Sex for me was like, no.
Right.
So it's just holding hands and that's
that
it.
Was it.
So, but my mother know him and my family know him. But I don't know what to say. I tell him, to my mother, it's him. Because I was confused. I was getting all this in my mind. So we broke up because I was like, I don't know what to say. It was a lot of battle. It was the guy, because when my mother started asking him, did you do this to my daughter, blah, blah, blah. You guys have sex? Because I was a teenager at that time. And, it was hard. In Africa, it's not like here. When your parents know your family or you started being serious, it's something serious. So I was very afraid because I was confused. It was a nightmare.
Right.
I don't know what to say.
Right.
So she don't find out it was him. She go ask him, but she say, no, she's lying. We never have sex, blah, blah, blah. It was true. We never have sex. So now she started asking people. So now it was more words for me because they was embarrassed to go outside. So one day she went to this spiritual lady and she was doing the spiritual cleanse or whatever. And the lady told everything the guy did to me, to my mother. So she said to her that the guy tied my heart in a spiritual ritual, so I cannot say anything. And this is when she tell all that, my brain just like pop out everything, like
Release.
and everything I could see, I could know what to say. It's like the chain was broken. So now when she asked me, did I say yes, it was him.
Right.
So when she found out it was him, then family, not because the guy was like a family. It was my brother, godfather, and he was like, we family. After school, I have to go there. And I don't want to go there, but I have no choice.
Right. Right.
So it was hard to me. It was like, I don't want to leave. Why you make me like this, God? Why? I always talk to God and cry, and I say, God, why did you choose me to live this kind of life? And I look at people, other my friends, their life was, for me, they're more happy than me. I find boyfriends and I go to clubs just to forget. Nothing was working for me until I started searching for answers. Until I started praying and said, God, I cannot understand my life. I can't understand this thing in my head. It was hard. So I started praying and seek God and go to church by myself. Nobody told me nothing. It was devastating because for me, it was no reason to be alive. And then after everybody knows that I was abused, blah, 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 I just like, I cannot live in this country. I got to get out of this country so I can give a chance to have a life. But God was showing me that I could not go by myself. He have to come with me.
And this propelled you to come to the
Yes.
United States. And one good thing about going through tragedy, if we make it through, we have another chance.
Yes.
And we have another chance. And we have another chance.
That we have a choice too.
And we have another chance and choice.
Yes.
Anna, your story is amazing. And we're going to hear more about you.
Yes.
You know? And so this is Confession Box. And as it is to the wonderful story, an encouraging story that you just told me, I want you to reach into our confession box. You're going to pull out a word. We're going to share it with the audience. And then we're going to elaborate on that word as it is to the story you just told me.
Okay.
Go ahead, pick it out. And your word is?
Afraid.
Afraid. Oh my goodness. Show it to the masses.
Okay.
So as it is to the story you just told me, I can almost say it with you. But give me, what would you say about that word? And how about, what would you say that word doesn't represent for you any longer?
I was afraid before, not right now, because when I was asking God, why me? And I see clearly that God showed me that I have choice, because what is behind is behind. So I growing up searching the solution, I find the solution, because I was like, it was like afraid to face everything, afraid to talk. I could not talk to anybody this. It was a barrier for me. I was afraid that people bully me. I was afraid, to speak. I was always in my corner because I don't want to face nobody. I don't want to, it was just, I'm not there no more. I'm not afraid.
You're not afraid to live.
No more.
No more.
I'm not
and
afraid.
I thank you. And there are going to be many that hear this story. It's not going to make them or let them be afraid anymore.
Yeah.
Right when you think you have it the worst, there's always someone else who has it a little worse.
Yes.
So thank you, Anna, for telling your story.
Yes.
And there is a part 2 to this. We will be back with you.
Yes.
Okay?
You're welcome.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.